Well, hello.
They see the problem, okay? They admit that there's the problem, but they kick the can down the road because they don't care about you. Now, these people hate you.
I would say they loathe you.
They don't care that they're making the country you are raising your kids in
Less safe,
They don't care that their policies are
devastating you, they hate you.
Subscribe
to
Slampicat.
This is Sara Gonzales, unfiltered on Blaze TV. Sara's website has a nifty little tag which I'd like you to keep in mind.
There is only truth, and you can count on me to speak it.
Now a warning.
This video will likely contain lots of swearing and editing and clips out of context because it's biased as
Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signed legislation prohibiting children younger than 14 from having any social media accounts, saying, which, of course, I completely agree with him, that social media is harmful to their development and to their mental health. Having said that, me and two dunces are going to spin fairy tales for 10 minutes. There are others who say this is not within the scope of the government's job. I have really mixed feelings about this.
Why?
Because I do think that children should be away from social media. My children do not have, well...
My younger child is 3, so he definitely doesn't have a phone or an iPad or anything like that, but...
My older child is 11, and I don't even have a timeline as to when he's going to get a phone
or an iPad or anything like that, because it's just
entirely inappropriate for children to be on social media.
I find it so
Interesting.
She has mixed feelings when she already practices what the bill promotes.
Is this an overreach of the state telling you what you can or cannot do with your children?
And I'm conflicted as well.
Why?
TikTok is very, very damaging. I mean, I would come down on the side of, yes, I think it's a good thing to ban it for kids, although I don't like that. I wish that we lived in a different world.
What?
The world will be different and safer for your kids. So how are you conflicted? Oh, he must allow his kids on social media.
The school that my kids go to, there's no social media.
You guys, all the families who enter the school have to sign something saying we will not allow our children to have social media.
Our kids will not have social media.
I don't see any conflict so far, but actually congruence in your action and what this bill promotes. But as they're both conflicted, they must have clear and good reasons for why, because otherwise it would be easy to resolve any conflict.
I don't think that everything is okay. I don't think that everything should be allowed.
Holy jumping fucking shitballs.
Obviously, Matt is so smart. I wonder why he can't resolve his internal conflict.
I really do think that it's a good thing.
Trying to make it crystal clear these people are in favour of this bill.
None of my kids have social media. Not a single one. I have
17-year-old, 15, 14, 11, and 8.
none of them have it. They will not have it as long as I live in my house. We don't do that. What concerns me about the bill is, what is social media? Is this online gaming? Does this extend to Fortnite? Does this extend to playing Modern Warfare with your friends? How far does this bill get to reach? So overreach is something I always consider when the government institutes a new policy.
This so-called human with apparently a fully formed brain just got confused about...
It's a win for kids, period.
Oh wait, there's more.
You just worry about how it will be used against us later on in other areas.
It's a crying shame that Gonzales and friends can't source this elusive bill and read it and provide a link to it and summarize it for the audience.
Number one, what do they really mean by it? Like, are they really I would look at that initially and go,
Maybe if they read it, they'd be able to comment on what it does or does not mean.
That's crazy.
Conservatives have this point of always saying, conservatives never really do anything.
Come again?
Conservatives have this point of always saying, conservatives never really do anything.
Dumbass.
So we can't sit here and say Republicans aren't doing anything. DeSantis is doing something. Maybe we should let it play out because someone is finally pushing back in the areas that we do want pushback.
Yet all three of you are still waffling for 10 minutes about government overreach for this thing you all practice with your kids.
It's almost like your boss just handed you some talking points.
why isn't this bill 3 pages long?
Right.
An imbecile.
Could be to ensure there's as few loopholes as possible. Some words have multiple meanings.
Dum-dum.
So it's as long as it has to be to explain it properly.
What was this one? Like 600 pages or something?
It's just giant and nobody reads it. Everyone's like, whatever.
I know, right? Who's got time to read 5,800 words? It's like half an hour of my time, which I prefer to spend protecting my kids from social media.
It's just way too big and way too complicated. It doesn't need to be that complicated. It should be stripped down and every American should know and be able to know what is in that that bill.
That's absolutely right.
Why isn't it freely available for anyone to read at flsenate.gov at the time of recording this episode?
I'd love it if they had like a 5-page maximum.
This bill could be written on a stamp and these cretins still would not read it.
Now, if the idea is to protect children, I'm always for it.
Then explain this 10-minute video, you stupid fuck!
Americans would agree that letting China manufacture our medications is a problem. Maybe we should stop letting our enemy manufacture it and send it here. I thought we should be producing our own freaking medication.
You goddamn right.
New efforts to bolster the domestic supply chain for essential medicines and medical countermeasures.
You're saying?
When these people show you who they really are, believe them.
If only we had a president that said we should bring the manufacturing home.
No one would. That's crazy, Matt. Who would ever want
make
that?
chips in this country?
You were saying?
Chips and Science Act will lower costs, create jobs, strengthen supply chains, and counter China.
There is only truth, and you can count on me to speak it.
You're a fucking hypocrite.
When people show you who they really are,
Believe them.
And is there anything else you want to say?
they don't care that they're making the country you are raising your kids in
Less safe?
Biden-Harris administration announces $3 billion to replace toxic lead pipes and deliver clean drinking water to communities across the country.
They hate you.
President Biden takes action to protect American workers and businesses from China's unfair trade practices.
They loathe you.
Are you really trying to make America great again? Because it seems like you want to
Make a gormless audience. Like the bloody video.